Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 7 of our business on-ramp. I can't believe we're already on day 7. It is flying by. And I'm really enjoying, talking with you guys and getting to share my heart. And it's been a lot of fun. So I'm a little sad we only have, 3 left, right? But it's okay. And I can still do videos and y'all can do videos. And I'm going to see some of you guys in person soon, too. So I'm super excited about that. This video is a little late today, and I am sorry about that. This is my one day a week. I'm on staff at our local church, and so one day a week I volunteer up there, and it just got away from me. We're launching new things for the fall, and so that was what I was doing, and just didn't get away to do this video at 2 o'clock. So sorry about that, but we're here and I'm super excited. So welcome to video number 7. Today we are going to talk about sharing your story and we're going to talk about building on social media. Okay, ready? All right. So I am so excited, you guys, to be able to share with you that you can share your story. That's a relatively returned new to us thing because back in 2015 the FDA really cracked down on Young Living and on different supplement companies and essential oil companies and basically said that we were not allowed to make any claims about what oils could do, even included in our stories. And so that was super frustrating to just feel silenced like that, where we couldn't even say, hey, I had the flu and I used thieves to get over it in 2 days or whatever our story is. We weren't allowed to say that on social media. And for a while, we didn't feel like we had freedom to say that in in-person classes. It wasn't too long after that when we started hearing, hey, you're free to share in your home and in classes in person what you want to share, right? But just online, we have to be careful. And so now they're opening up the doors even more, praise the Lord, to really be able to share our stories, because our stories are what communicate to people the value of oils, right? And I can't tell you how frustrating it was for me to just have to be like, yeah, that smells good, or it'll support your respiratory system. What does that even mean? It'll support my respiratory system, right? But we powered on and we're like, here we go. It'll support your respiratory system. Here's how you use it, right? But I'm so excited to be able to be more specific now and really just so much more free to share. And so I'm really excited for all of that for you guys to be able to be bold and share your stories and talk about the difference that these oils are making for you. When we share our stories, we want to do it in the context of what are we doing in an overall health and wellness lifestyle to help ourselves be healthy, right? So think of an example. If I was talking about the flu, for example, since I started there, then I could say, man, thieves to the rescue this weekend. We got hit with the flu or the stomach flu or whatever else, the stomach flu. We got hit with the stomach flu and oh my gosh, we were feeling terrible, but we used thieves and digize and activated charcoal and we got over it super fast. And, made sure to use electrolytes, whatever. Talk about what you're doing that is not only oils, but oils are included in that, right? Do I think we have to do that all the time? No, but just as a general rule, especially with bigger stories, right? A cold is one thing, but if you're talking about something like diabetes or multiple sclerosis or Bell's palsy or et cetera, some things like that, then I would be more careful in there to say, man, we've been using cinnamon bark and acatea to balance our blood sugar and our A1C numbers are fantastic. We've also been doing this with our diet and, that kind of thing, right? Because it's not only oils, you've been making other changes too. And so they just want to make sure we're being really honest about what we're doing and telling the whole story, right? Does that make sense? So feel free to share your stories. And here for a while, this is kind of for my guys of you that have been around for a while. When all those changes happened, I don't know about you, but conduct was scary. It was conduct's going to call me and the world is going to be over. And I just want to say, even in this, as we're sharing our stories and whatever, if conduct calls you, here's how the call goes. Hello, Mrs. Falk. I was looking on Facebook and found your post about fill in the blank, and that doesn't meet our compliance standards. Oh, I'm so sorry. What would you like me to do to change it? Well, this is what I'd like you to do to change it. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Falk. Have a great day. The end. Like, our lives are not going to be over. Like, it is okay. So I just want to encourage you, from some of you guys that were around then, like, take a deep breath, share your stories. And you guys that are new, man, have at it. Have fun, share your stories. Like, people need it, and that's what connects people to us, connects people to oils, and helps them embark on this really life-changing journey. Okay, practicals of telling a story. Okay, and I'm going to specifically talk about oils, but in a minute when I talk about social media, this is going to apply to kind of stories in general, because you need to be sharing stories that are not only oils, right? Like, we want to help people connect with our lives. More on that in a minute. Okay, so sharing your story about oils. So you start with a hook, right? You want to draw them in. So you're like, oh my gosh, this was amazing. Yes, we can share stories of others. So I'm like, hey, my child, my husband, my mom, my best friend, my friend, right? They had this going on and they used this, right? So yes, we can do that. Okay, so you want to have a hook to be able to draw them in. You've got 2 seconds to catch their attention. You want to grab them, right? Good picture also helps with that. They slow down. They're like, oh, what's this picture? What are they talking about, right? So you grab them in with the hook, and then don't rush straight from, I had the flu and I used thieves and now I feel better. Like, that's not a story, right? But if you're like, oh my gosh, I got to tell you what happened. The flu hit us and it was a mess. And, Michael puked from one end of the bedroom to the other end. And it was awful, right? Whatever. Like, give a few of the background behind it. And then you could say, I'm so thankful for Dijai's oil and activated charcoal and thieves, because I did this with the thieves and I did this with the Dijai's. And within just, 12 hours or 24 hours, he was feeling so much better. And I'm thievesing up all the rest of us so that we don't get it too. But spend a little time on the background part of the story and then get to and this is what I did and this is the difference that it made. So you're talking about what happened and then reflect on it. Why was this relevant? Why does this matter to your reader, right? And you don't have to be super specific. You don't have to say, man, this is important for you too in case you get the flu. Like, you don't have to be that specific with it, but have it kind of be in that general heart of how they can relate it to themselves so that it's not just your story, but they can find themselves in your story. Does that make sense? Like, finding things, no matter what kind of a story you're telling, putting pieces in there that will help you be relatable to other people. And they're like, oh man, I've so been there. The kid throwing it up everywhere. I have lived that. I feel you, right? You're after that heart connection with that other person. Okay. So let's talk about social media and building on social media. So many people on my team and across Young Living have built very successful businesses on social media. Okay. Now, a few caveats as we get started with that. If you are building social media from scratch, know that it's going to take a lot longer. That these guys that you see jump into Young Living, start building on social media, and they skyrocket to the top, they already had a significant social media following before they joined Young Living. Right? And so they were able to use that platform to be able to talk about oils, and then all their existing followers, not all of them, right? A lot of their existing followers jumped on board. So if you're starting from scratch, just know it's going to take longer. And I would 190% encourage you, don't put all your eggs in that social media basket. Okay? Do the relational work of in-person stuff. Do in-person classes, meet people, go to mom's group, whatever it is, and do both, right? But you definitely can build on social media, especially if you're wired that way. Like, some people do absolutely fantastic with it. I have never had tons of enrollments for social media. There for a while, I was getting a couple a month. And so I was pretty excited about that. But then the algorithms changed and Google changed, and I haven't been able to get back on top of that. So I haven't had a random sign up from social media in, I don't know, I'd have to look. 6 months, maybe. So we'll see. But I'm working on that and hoping to develop that. So, some things about social media. You want to help people connect to who you are. So, we'll talk about just your own Facebook profile right now, right? You're watching this video, you have a Facebook profile. So, you want to do about a 1 to 5 ratio of product posts versus just life posts. Because if your feed is full of stuff about the product, people are they're not gonna resonate with that, and they're not gonna connect in with you. So you want to be showing, hey, this is how, whatever. I love that my 5-year-old can clean my house with the thieves cleaner and I'm not worried about the toxins, right? That was your product post. So then 4 others of you guys at the park, you guys cooking dinner, you guys, whatever, playing hide and seek, right? 4 others of just family life photos or a good quote or whatever it is that you want to share, right? And then another product post. Because we're not just selling, right? We're not selling, we're sharing, and you're inviting them into life. Because when people get a kit, they're also getting you, okay? So I had a lady yesterday come up to me and I started sharing with her. I only see her during the school year, right? So I started sharing with her and had given her a reference book to look at and was just trying to educate her, right? And she came up to me and she said, hey, I hadn't seen her all summer. And she's like, hey, I really want to get oils from you. She's like, I know a lot of people that do Young Living and I kind of went back and forth on who to get them from. She's like, but you've really tried to educate me and not just been about the sale. Like, I really like the way you approach it and your heart behind it and the way you do things. And I was like, thank you so much. That was so sweet, right? Like, that's what people are doing when they're looking at getting oils. Like, they're going to get them from you. You're going to be their resource. And so you want to come across as somebody that they want to connect with, right? So be careful what you post on social media as well. Like, and hear me out here. I am not saying in 100 million years that your social media post should look like this fantastic out there superstar kind of a lifestyle. Like, be real, share real life, share who you are, but also don't air all your dirty laundry on social media, right? Like, don't get on your Facebook feed and cuss out your husband or whatever, right? Or, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be honoring and think about the public presentation that you're giving from your social media. Like, I periodically go through my feed and look at my personal profile and go through there and say, hey, if I had somebody that doesn't know me come and look at my profile, does it represent me the way I would want to be represented, right? That does not mean you cannot say, I'm having a hard day, would you pray for me? Or however you would word it, right? Like, we're being real, but we're not, you know what I'm saying? I think you know what I'm saying. So just being intentional about what's shared on there, but letting people into your life. Like, if you're, at the grocery store, you're going in to shop and your kids are crying and throwing a fit, like, you can do a photo of that because it's real life if you want, right? Or a quick little video. I gotta help her. Where's your what? Your pants? I will help you with pants after my video. We have Taekwondo in a little bit. And this guy just moved up from Tigers into juniors. And are you super excited? Yeah, that's his excited face. So, okay. Being careful what you post on there. Let me get my notes. Product placement, right? So if you're taking a video or a picture of the kids sitting up at the breakfast bar having breakfast, right? And you've got an oil that's off to the side there because you've been using it, spin that label around so that somebody can tell it's an essential oil, right? And take your picture. Little product placement things like that, just showing people how you use oils and Young Living products in everyday life. Because you're using them every day. And so people want to see, hey, how does this fit into my life? How do I actually use these, right? So just toss up little photos like that. Stories are also a great place. Insta stories, and then not as much Facebook stories, but what I put on my Insta stories, I just stick on Facebook stories, right? And people see them. And so just incorporate that stuff into your stories as well. And then you think about, hey, I'm telling a story of what's going on in my family, in my very normal Oh, pretty cute. Family, right? Okay, interact. Yes, you're attracting your tribe. Here's my quote from before. Be real, but be respectful and be positive. You are attracting your tribe. Okay? So, maybe write that one down. All right. As you are building on social media, connecting with people on social media, interact on social media. Okay? Comment on your friends' posts. Oh my gosh, I love that baby picture. Right? You're being real. You love the baby picture. Okay, but don't just click like and scroll by. Take the extra 20 seconds. Ow, please be gentle. Sorry. Take the extra 20 seconds to type in there a little comment about, oh, she's so adorable, or whatever it is on those different posts. And then when you see posts where people are like, we have been so sick, the flu hit our house, right? Then you could private message them, or you could comment on there. Hey, if you know they don't have oils, or you suspect they don't have oils, then you could say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I could run my diffuser over in some thieves if you want. That was so helpful for us when we had the flu. Leave it, right? And then they can say, oh my gosh, yes, that would be amazing, or whatever they want to say. And then you are on the road to connecting with somebody and helping them find out how amazing oils are. Yes, highly recommended to create your own posts. When you are trying to share, take a quick little picture. With smartphones these days, it is so easy to just bloop, take a picture, and then you can share it. I'm going to share in, I don't know which day. Before we're done, I'm going to have a day where I talk about different tools and about taxes and that kind of thing. And in that, I'm going to talk about tools to make graphics. Super easy, y'all. I can make a graphic in like 3 minutes on my phone, and then pop, there it is, right? Pop, pop. And then be helpful, right? Have that heart and that attitude to serve, so that when you see something's going on with somebody, then you can be there to help them and serve them with oils, right? And if you're scrolling through the feed, then you kind of have an idea of what's going on. Now, I'm not saying get on and spend 2 hours on Facebook. Like, get on 10 minutes. Set a timer if you need to. Set a timer. Chung, 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 10 minutes. You are in work mode, not get sucked in and be squirrely off into everything else mode, right? But you're checking on people, you're intentionally commenting, and then when you interact with each other, then your posts show up more in their feed. So that's pretty cool. Brake diffusers, product placement. Yeah, a few things. This is not going to be comprehensive by any stretch of the imagination when it comes to building on Instagram and that kind of thing. There's like a ball in my bed. Happens, right? So if you're building on Instagram or something like that, consistency is super key, because Instagram wants to know that you're going to be posting consistently before they start showing your posts and your stories to people. So consistency is huge, and being consistent about what kind of a feel do I want? What do I want people to experience when they come to my profile, right? Or they look at my pictures. And yeah, so there's whole courses on building on Instagram, and I can recommend some of those if you want them. Also, I want to show you a book I like. This is new. It just came out, and it is called, you see it, Boss Up. It is called Boss Up by Lindsay Teague Moreno, and she has another book that's called Getting Noticed. And so I recommend both of those. They are great tools and helping you build a business and build a business online. Emily, what do I think of only having your oily post public and everything else private? Yeah, I think that's fine. You can have your oily posts and everything else private. My Instagram account, actually, the way it's set up right now is that I have two. I have one that is called Sayla Falk that is private. I have to approve you for you to be able to see that. And then I have my oily one that is public and everybody can see it. And I have some family pictures on there as well, right? Because that can't just be products. But it's not quite the same thing. I don't know that I will forever have two separate ones, but that's just where I am right now. Because I don't want everybody in the whole world to be able to see all my kiddos, right? And what they're doing, and here we are at Taekwondo, and like I want control over that kind of exposure. But I do some family pictures on the Oily Renaissance one. So, all right, guys, thank you very much. I hope this was helpful. Keep asking questions, and I will see you tomorrow.